Okay, so earlier we talked about how a theme is a lesson or moral of the story. What is the author trying to teach you in his passage? So what is he teaching you? Today we're going to practice. We will read each story, write what you think the theme is, and then write another sentence explaining what happens in the story that leads you to believe this. So this is where your paper comes in. You're going to write, what do you think the theme of the story is? Then why do you think that? Not why is it the theme, but why do you think it's that? Because it said this. Because of the story, the characters did this, and this is what led me to the theme. Remember, a theme is a broad statement. It's not specific to the story. Like, don't judge a book by its cover. Treat others with respect. What's another one? What was another example we just talked about? Hard work pays off.
Money doesn't grow on trees.
Money doesn't grow on trees. Money doesn't buy happiness, okay? Let's look at this one. Our first example. Read it as I read it to yourself, as I read it aloud. Once there was a little boy who lived in a small village. This mean little boy loved to mess with people. So one day he ran up to a sheep herd and shouted, "Woof, woof! A wolf is attacking the town." The sheep herder grabbed his staff and ran to defend the town, but realized he had been fooled when the boy started pointing and laughing at him. "Ha ha! I made you jump," said the boy. Then the boy ran up to the farmer and shouted, "Woof, woof! A wolf is attacking the town." The farmer grabbed his pitchfork and ran to defend his town. But then the boy started pointing and laughing at him. He realized he had been tricked. As the boy went back to his family's farm, he laughed about the funny trick he played. He saw a real wolf in his father's chicken coop. As the wolf ate his father's chickens, the boy screamed over and over, "Wolf, wolf, please help us!" But nobody came to his help. So, quietly, by yourself, write, what do you think the theme of this story is? What do you think the theme of this story is? Writing on your paper, what do you think the theme, what lesson do you think the author is trying to teach you? Shh. Finish reading to yourself. What lesson do you think the author is trying to teach you in this paragraph? What lesson do you think the author is trying to teach? Let's put our pencils down so I know we're ready to move on. If you just need to write down the answer, you can in a second, okay? Turn and talk to the people around you and tell them what you put down as your theme and how you found your answer.
What did you say?
You know what I said?
I said using.
Alright, my turn. What did you and your partner talk about? Trinity.
Well, we talked about the theme.
Okay, what is the theme? What did you say the theme was?
I said tell the truth and not lie.
Tell the truth and do not lie. Very good. Who else has one? What did you pick, pardon? Okay, don't play tricks on anybody? Yes. Don't lie or people's not you're gonna lose their trust? Yes. Exactly. Don't ask for help unless you really need it. Don't play tricks on people around you. Any questions on that one? Okay. Our next, what?
How does it not like, it doesn't say
because you have to use inferences. It did because by it referring to it or hinting to it, it talked about how he cried wolf, but then once it came time when there really was a wolf, no one believed him because he tricked everybody. Makes sense? Our next one says, read it out loud from word as I read it silently as I read it aloud. Angie loved to draw. She made colorful designs of people's names and bright hearts and flowers. But she lost her markers, so she borrowed her teacher's. So school day was ending, but Angie wanted to keep coloring. So she took her teacher's markers home and lost them in her next room. She came back to school the next day and wanted to color again, so she asked the teacher for more markers. The teacher replied, "Sure, Angie, but this is my last pack." Angie said she would be careful, but by the end of the day, the markers were scattered all over the floor and the custodian swept them up and disposed of them. When Angie came in the next day, she asked the teacher for more markers, but she was disappointed to find that there weren't any more. "I don't know where all my markers went," said the teacher, "but I don't have them." Angie had to draw her pictures with drab pencils. Who can use context clues and figure out what the word drab means? Okay, colored pencils and markers are colorful and bright, and a pencil is what, William?
Dull
And like dark and boring. So that's what drab means. So on your paper, think about it by yourself silently. What do you think the word or what's the theme of this paragraph? What do you think the author is trying to teach you? What do you think the author is trying to teach you in this paragraph? Quietly by yourself first, please. Quietly by yourself, please. Tell me why do you think this is a thing? Yes. Yeah, why do you think that's a thing? Since you're in here, so to next to the theme and write your thing. You write your themes. Yeah, you write why do you know that it's a thing? So like in the first one you would tell me, I know it's a thing because it talks about a boy crying wolf when there wasn't one, and then when there was one, no one trusted him. Because we want to yes, but we're on number 2. Did you write number 2 thing down? About the teacher or the student borrowing teachers. What is your Y number 10? 2? Okay, erase where you wrote the word Y and just put number 2 next to that. Yes. All right, try to talk to your partners about what do you think the theme of this story is. Alright, my turn. Who wants to raise their hand and share what you say?
Angie had for markers, but she was not responsible for it.
Okay? Remember, themes are bigger than the story. So your theme is correct, but you said markers. So you think of, what can you say instead of saying markers? Be responsible with your stuff? Be respectful. Be respectful of other people's stuff? Yes. Don't make promises you can't keep? Yes. Don't ask for something if you've already had it, not responsible. So you see how these you can apply to different stories, do not make it specific. Mary Martha, what do you mean? What is that? What is that?
It's a reminder that
Okay, pick it up and pay attention. Okay, example answers. Take care of your shared resources. So, three other things. Some things will not be replenished if they are exhausted. So, some things, like all the supplies are there, and you use it all up. Our last one. Jenny hated reading class. She didn't understand point of view or figurative language. Not knowing how to do the work frustrated her. She asked the teacher for help, but she spoke so fast and used such broad words that she still couldn't understand. The teacher asked if she understood, and she nodded her head, but she didn't. Jenny's friend Katie knew that Jenny was having trouble, but rather than just giving Jenny all the answers, Katie explained to Jenny how to solve the problem. Katie spoke clearly and at Jenny's level, and Jenny was happy that she finally learned how to do the work. Later in the week, Katie was having trouble with math class. She didn't understand coordinates and was very frustrated. Seeing that Katie was having problems, Jenny, who understood math very well, taught Katie coordinates. Both girls made honor roll that quarter. Okay, what do you think the theme of this story is? Write it down.
you should.
Write it down. It's about two girls. One didn't know and needed help with math, so one girl helped her. The other girl needed help with reading, so the other girl helped her, and they both ended up making good grades. Remember, themes are not specific to the story. They're bigger than the story. They're not specific to the story. They're bigger than the story. What's the theme of the story? Alright, what's the theme of this one?
Don't treat others. Don't lie to teachers.
Treat others the way you want to be treated?
Don't lie to your teacher.
Okay. Be honest.
Be honest.
Understand. Jonah?
You should always help others' friends with.
Helping others? Yes.
When others help you.
What's the saying? When you do good to others, others do good to you. Mary Margaret?
Help one another and you'll be happy with it.
Okay. Yes.
Help others and they will also help you.
Okay. Trinity?
It is good to help others, but it is good to have help from others.
Perfect. Alright. Cooperation is the key to success. What's cooperation mean?
Working
Working together. We can all do better when we work together. Alright. Any questions on theme? Any questions on theme?
No, ma'am.
Alright, I know we watched this brain pop the other day, but we're gonna watch it again because we are again talking about prefixes, suffixes, and root words this week, and y'all had trouble on that a little bit on the test. Keep this sheet on your desk while we watch this, and I'm gonna come around and give you another sheet. Do not do anything with the other sheet. We're gonna go over it together and talk about it. So listening to the brain pop, sitting in my straight tone.
What you doing? You want to study geology? I thought you were studying biology. And 2 weeks ago, it was Greek mythology. Iconology. Dear Tim and Moby, I just don't understand prefixes and suffixes at all. Please help. From Pat. Words can be broken down into different parts: roots, prefixes, and suffixes. A root is the essential part of the word, and it can't be broken down into any smaller parts. A prefix is a part of the word that goes before the root, and suffixes come after the root. How do you know what all the parts mean? Well, mostly it comes with practice. Prefixes and suffixes have definitions, just like root words. Let's look at the word dehydration. The prefix is de, the root is hydro, and the suffix is shun. D is a common prefix that means lack of. Hydra, the root word, comes from the Greek word for water. And shun here means something like a state of being. So if you put it all together, you can figure out the meaning of the word dehydration, a state in which something or someone lacks water. Let's look at another example. Unpleasantness. The prefix is un, which means not. Un is a really common prefix that we see in a lot of words. Uncommon, unlikely, undecided, unclear. Pleasant is the root word. Ness is the suffix, which means state of. So unpleasantness means the state of not being pleasant. Adding a prefix or suffix to a root word changes its meaning, and often it's part of speech. Well, adding the prefix un changes the meaning of pleasant to mean its opposite. Adding the suffix ness changes the word pleasant from an adjective into a noun. Well, no, not all words are made up of all three parts. There's another word. It has only two parts. Biology. The root is bio, which comes from the Greek word for life. Ology, or logi, is a suffix that means the study of. So biology means the study of life. A lot of prefixes and suffixes come from Greek and Latin words. If you learn what some of them mean, you can figure out definitions of words you thought you didn't know. Common prefixes like anti, co, pre, and auto are easy to spot. And some common suffixes are ist, ism, able, and full. Thinking of a bunch of words that contain the same prefix or suffix can help you figure out its meaning. Well, let's think of some words that end in er. Gardener, runner, recorder. A gardener is someone who gardens. A runner is someone who runs. A recorder is a machine who records things. So I guess when a verb has er at the end, it's describing someone or something that performs the verb's action. But a prefix or suffix might not always mean the same thing. For example, when you add er to the end of an adjective, it means more, like in bigger, faster, or brighter. Hey, why are you looking at my head? What, do you want to study phrenology now?
Knowledge.
Timology? I don't think that's a real word.
I feel
Alright guys, look at the sheet that I just passed out. If you notice at the top, there's 3 columns. We have prefixes, suffixes, and then Greek, Latin, and roots. Greek, Latin, and roots. The root word is what? The
suffix.
The root word is like the real word. The prefix is what connected where? The beginning of the word. Suffixes is where? The end of the word. Okay, so what we're going to do is next to number 1. Okay, number 1. Doesn't work. We have number 1, and it is non-judgmental. Okay, so you already have the word written under that your quiet on your paper. What is the root word in non-judgmental?
Judgment.
Judge. Or now we can do judgment. Circle judgment. Okay, what is the prefix?
Non.
Non. Underline non. And then look at the top. What does non mean?
Not.
Not. So do like, I know it's small. You're kind of, and it's going to get kind of messy. Just try to do it just like that. Do an arrow. My arrow looks lame, sorry. And then look at the prefix. AL. What does AL mean?
Act of.
Act up. So now if we put it all together, what can you say that non-judgmental means? Mary Margaret?
Not an act of judgment.
The act of not judging. So you say the act of, and we got that, not, we got that. The act of not judging. Any questions on number 1?
Yes.
What? What's your question? Does anybody else have a question? Do you ever have this written down on one? Number 2, semicircle. What is the root word? Root word.
Circle.
Circle, circle, circle. What is the prefix? Semi, and what does semi mean? Half. So what can we say that semicircle means? Half of a circle. That autograph means.
Name.
So we know it's you're writing yourself. So no. How can we word this to make it make sense? Writing of oneself's name. Wait, what?
What was it?
Writing of oneself's name.
Barometers.
There, if you don't have it, speak now or yes, or yes, say good. There, we have number 3.
Ma'am.
Okay, so you got number 3. Alright, next one is psychology. What is our root word?
Ecology.
College. I mean,
Psychology.
right? Guys, if you look at your roots section, it says knowledge, study of. If you look at the prefix, or the other
Study of the
psychology is mind. So what do you think this word means?
Study of the mind.
Study of the mind.
Study of the mind.
The mind.
And then we do
Alright, thermometer. What is our root word? Alright, there means what?
Heat.
And then meter means
Measure.
measure of. So what is our definition?
Measure of heat. Study. So, just have
Alright, what's our root word? And what is our root word? there's actually another root word. So auto means what?
Auto
Self. Bio means life. And graph means writing. So, are you writing?
Writing
Or self-writing? Because you're writing it. Self-writing about your life. Oops. Self-writing about your life. Do you have any questions so far? Do we get it? Do we understand? Do we see how a prefix and a suffix can change the meaning of the root word? Number 8. Incapable. Okay. Capable. And we know ABLE means what? Can be done. And then N means
Not.
So what can we
Not
tell
capable.
them? Not able to be done. Our antivirus. Virus is the root word. Anti means what? Against. So antivirus is against viruses. And number 10. Post operation. Okay. Operate is our root word. We have post, which means after, and TIN, which means what? Act of. So we can say the act of operating afterwards. Alright, when you write this one down, you need to put it in your center work folder. Both these pieces of paper need to go in center work folders. I'll take them up before test. And then you need to get out the history book that's at the bottom of your desk. And open up to chapter 2. Chapter 2. Yes. Alright, let's see who's ready. Let's see
soon as we go in there. Okay.
Alright, do we all have our history books open? History books open at chapter 2. When someone gets there, tell me the page. When someone gets to the beginning of chapter 2, tell me the page. Page 36 in your history book. Page 36 in your history book. Guys, we're going to go kind of quick for a run out of time tonight. We've got to start this history. We're a week behind now. I don't know what happened to us last week. We couldn't get it together. Miss Bird couldn't get it together. Alright, this whole chapter is about discovering Alabama. The first people who traveled to Alabama discovered it and kind of made who or shaped us into who we are today. Our state is today. And it talks about who traded what kind of forts we had, what kind of people didn't like each other and fought against each other, and that's kind of what this whole chapter is about. And it first talks about the Spanish in Alabama. Early Spanish explorers. Look at page 36 and 37. Okay, we have Christopher Columbus and Mario. Okay, both Columbus and this, I don't know what these names, made several voyages to America, but never came to a place called Alabama. So these two people are very well known of discovering the United States, but they never stepped foot to what we call Alabama today. See, these both maps show how they traveled to America and their voyages.
But they never docked on
But they never docked. Where could they have docked in Alabama?
No one.
Mobile is the only area of Alabama that actually goes into the Gulf where they could have come up. In 1519, Alonzo de Pindia entered Mobile Bay with 4 ships. He resorted seeing Indian villages. So when he arrived, he had already saw what? Indian villages. So obviously someone had already started camping or started making their home in Alabama. Panfilo de Narvaez tried to start a colony on the Florida Gulf Coast, but he was not successful. A hurricane had destroyed some of his ships off the coast of Cuba. Narvaez sent his remaining ships and men to explore the coast, but never saw them again. So what could have happened to those explorers that he sent off? Okay, another group of people could have battled and died. They could have gotten lost and never returned to where we don't know. We don't know what happened. Narvaez encountered hostile Indians, and one of his men, Juan Ortez, was captured and living with Indians for many years. So, what can we conclude that happened to his men that he shipped off?
They
were captured by the Indians, and the Indians made them live in their tribe and live as one of them. Him and his remaining men built several ships and set sail for the Gulf Coast. When they reached Mobile Bay, they encountered more Indians and lost more men. So he's not having very good luck, is he? He's not. He sent off men, and then they got captured, and then he went with them, lost more people. Alright, the Spanish come seeking wealth, especially gold and silver. How did the Spanish treat the Indians? The Spanish were not kind to the Indians. They stole their corn. They made the Indians carry their supplies and forced women to be their servants. What does the word servant mean?
Slave.
Slave, or what?
Do stuff.
You made them do stuff, like whatever you wanted them to do. They could have plowed your the crops outside. They could have cleaned your house. They would take care of your children.
How do they understand? They learned.
They just learned.
One of the
Indians had never seen horses and were frightened by the Spanish. Their swords, armor, and metal weapons also frightened the Indians. So were the Spanish more advanced than the Indians were? Yes. 3 cultures in Alabama. In America, the appearance of Europeans and Africans introduced 2 new cultures to the native Alabama Indians. So not only do we have Alabama Indian culture now, the Europeans and Africans are also coming to Alabama, making different cultures. This was the beginning of the meddling of Indian, European, and African cultures. It can be found in stories, superstitions, medical remedies, words, and foods that live on. Yes.
now, like
30 to 50% needed blood is my grandparents.
So
And
there's a
then my
lot.
mom's like 80%
Uh-huh.
is that's her dad.
Hernando D. Soto, look at page 40 and 41. After we get done with this section, going over it, probably tomorrow we're going to start a activity. You're going to be able to choose any, so we've already talked about Ramirez, we've already talked about him, now we're talking about De Soto. You can choose any of the men that we are talking about, and you're going to do research on the Chromebooks, and you're going to make like a news article highlighting what they did and what they're well known for. So at the end of this section, you're going to make a news article, like a newspaper. Like if you're working for the newspaper and you had to write a news article, what would you write about these men? Governor of Cuba traveled all across Alabama searching for wealth. There's a picture of him. He organized a large expedition to explore Florida, which is just now Florida. In 1540, De Soto and his men crossed into Alabama and visited many Indian villages. Soon after arriving in Florida, he found and rescued, who did he rescue? Juan Ortez. Indians were warned De Soto and Ortez that they were moving in the direction of hostile Indians. Later, they ran into a village called Tbilisi. De Soto received a message from the area chief, Tuscaloosa, black warrior. Chief Tuscaloosa was described as being tall and well built. De Soto demanded food and men for his journey. So Tuscaloosa refused, so De Soto took him hostage. Later, Tuscaloosa promised to give De Soto everything, but told De Soto he had to give it from his village of
Mobile.
I know, but I just don't do this. Okay. They were there. Once they were there, Tuscaloosa went inside and proceeded to attack the Spanish. The Spanish won, but thousands died. The Spanish remained at Mobile until wounds healed. De Soto became ill with a fever and died. Where did they put his body? What did the bitch say? In the lake.
So the Indians didn't find him.
Exactly. And I said, why? Why do you think they did that? So the Indians were fine.
Wait, why did they want the Indians to find him?
Because they could do something to his body that's not like they would. When our family members die, we take care of the bodies, preserve the bodies, and they bury the bodies. So that was just their way. Because like some people, if they want to be ugly, they can like burn the body or chop up, something that's not ethical in our life. Okay. So we are going to stop right there and begin tomorrow. Y'all pack up and line up quietly.
The laptop's off.